Good evening and welcome to Florida Live, bringing you training, incentives, motivation, and Florida recognition. Your hosts for tonight's event are Daniel and Rebecca Gonzalez, State Vice Presidents of Florida, as well as your co-hosts, Regional Director from South Florida, Mr. Jeffrey Lewis, and Regional Director from North Florida, Mr. David Hauser. Without any further ado, here is Daniel Gonzalez with your state news and announcements.
All right. Well, how's everyone doing, Florida? Welcome to another edition of Florida Live. So excited for tonight's show. We got an incredible guest speaker and some massive announcements to make. So look, if you don't see your team on here, shoot them a quick text message. Say, hey, get on. You don't want to miss tonight's broadcast because we got a lot going on, Florida. We're on fire and we want to make sure that we keep you as connected as possible. You need to know corporate's doing some big things and we got some big things happening right here in your state, right? So first and foremost, I want to start off with some state news here. Guys, we are tied. We're tied. We're number one, but we are tied with California for the month so far. So guys, look, get out there, get it. This is the week. This is the last week in the month. This is where we could really separate ourselves from California and really show Legal Shield how we get things done here in Florida, right? So I know I'm counting on you guys. I'm going to be doing my part, and I hope that you're doing your part too. Right now, we're neck to neck. It's exciting times, but at the same time, I want to make sure we maintain that number one spot, right? And then again, guys, we got an amazing event. We just had a great Super Saturday, but we got a powerhouse speaker coming in this coming month for March 13th. We got another amazing Super Saturday lined up for you to take advantage of with Platinum World Council, Mr. Cliff Malloy. If you haven't heard this gentleman speak or train, it's exciting. I'm telling you, it's electrifying. He delivers the message in a way you've never heard. So you want to make sure you get in front of it. You want to make sure you put all of your whole team in front of Mr. Malloy for this Super Saturday happening March 13th from 11 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. Again, Platinum World Council member. That means he's been a Platinum Executive Director for more than a year in a row. Over $400,000 in income he makes every year. Millionaire Club member, and he's a Network Vice President for New York and for New Jersey. You can always catch our Super Saturdays and big events right there at FloridaLSEvents.com or subscribe to this channel. You should get a notification anytime we post any brand new material on there. So you want to make sure you participate, stay close, subscribe. But without any further ado, I want to go out to one of our local leaders here, Mr. David Hauser. He's going to recognize some of Florida's top recruiters for the month. So Mr. Hauser, you there, sir?
I am here. How are you doing there, Mr. Gonzalez?
Fantastic. Bless. Great to have you on, my friend. Thank you for your leadership. The floor is yours.
Great to be here. Absolutely. So we're going to jump right into some top recruiters for the month of February 2021. And these are the folks that are leading the way for our number one spot. We have a six-way tie with two recruits, Kevin and Linda Torres, Winmay Charles, Jeremy and Amy Brothers, Jeffrey Lewis, our own regional director, Robin Terry Raphael, and I think that's Hysieth Stewart, all tied for third place, a six-way tie. So a two-way tie, right, for second place, and that is Elvira Mason and Edwin Del Rosario. I think that's right. That's our second place. And these folks are paving the way for Florida to become number one. We can only have one first place winner. And that first place winner with four recruits so far for the month is Paula Henry. Let's give them all a great round of applause. Hit them up on text. Let them know. Put it in the chat. Congratulate them. And listen, we love recognition. People die for it and babies cry for it. So recognition is so very important. And they're leading the way with recruiting. And that's keeping us in number one. And we want to close them out the month out strong to just kind of separate ourselves from California. Back to you, Mr. Gonzalez.
Awesome. Well, thank you for that update, my friend. And again, congratulations to all of the top recruiters. Phenomenal job. We're all incredibly proud of you. Mr. Hauser, thank you so much for your leadership, my friend. You have a blessed night. And we're going to go ahead and move on to our next segment here, folks. Everyone loves it. We bring you the best month after month, week after week, right here on Florida Live. It is Interview with Success with your favorite co-host, Mr. Electric himself, Mr. Jeffrey Lewis. Interview with Success. We got an incredible speaker, and I'm going to go ahead and bring in Mr. Jeffrey Lewis, who happens to be the regional director for all of South Florida, bronze executive, doing amazing things, leading the charge, just like Mr. Hauser up in North Florida, doing an incredible job, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so incredibly proud of the local leadership that we have here in Florida, always leading by example. But Mr. Lewis, over to you, my friend, so you can properly introduce our guest speaker tonight. You're muted out. I know you want to go, baby. We got to unmute.
You can be pumped, but if you're not off mute, it's like nothing. Hey, let's go. I'm excited. It's the last Monday of the month. And look, today we have the pleasure of none other than the goal getter himself, up close personal friend of mine. I called him one of my besties in Legal Shield, Mr. Robert Dunbar, bronze executive director, CDL certified trainer. Listen, $100,000 ring earner. I mean, this guy's got tips from your health all the way to your pockets. Without further ado, Mr. Dunbar, are you there?
I am, brother. Can you hear me?
What's going on, Rob Dunbar? How you doing? You looking good over there. It's just clapping, brother.
Hey, I'm over here excited at your excitement. I'm excited at your excitement, brother. You're always excited, man. And it's good to see you. Good to see all you guys, man. You know, because of COVID, we haven't seen each other. So really great to see you excited and see you guys really just moving forward with this leadership, man. It's just really been great, man. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn it over to you so you can, do your setup, brother.
Well, listen, Mr. Dunbar, I'm just going to jump right into it because we don't have as much time as really, you deserve to go ahead and give us things that could try to change our life. But I want to jump into some key things that I know about you personally that's impacted all the people that you've ever worked with. And just me from looking from afar, how much I respect you as a man and as a leader. One of the things that I've always appreciated about you is that when you set a goal and you actually go out and get it. Right. And so one of the things I want to ask you primarily is, what are some of the key tips that you have about setting goals and achieving them as a Legal Shield associate?
What I would say is first, SMART goals. Make sure you set SMART goals, because it's one thing to have affirmation. And let me back up for a second on that, because I do a lot of things on affirmations, and there's a lot of people who believe in affirmations. I believe in them wholeheartedly. But like anything in life, that can be tricky if you don't understand the art of it. It's one thing to have affirmations that you believe in. It's another thing to lie to yourself. And sometimes we have affirmations, but we're not really looking to achieve those goals. We think that because we wake up in the morning and go to bed at night and say things to ourselves that they're going to happen, but we're not actually moving in a direction to make that happen. So one, I would say, have some positive affirmations that you're really looking at, working towards, that are things that you can reach. They're achievable affirmations that you see in your future. Not, I want to be platinum, but you won't even talk to two people a day. That's not an affirmation that's going, because you can't talk that into an existence if you're not at least doing the minor things you need to do. When it comes to goals, SMART goals, they need to be SMART goals, because if they're not reachable goals, if they're not attainable goals, if there's no time set for them. When I tell people, hey, let's run for the ring. When I coach people on running to the ring, the first thing we do when we run for the ring is create a ring earner chart. And that chart is created so that you have a date, right? It's always 3 dates. It's the date that you choose that you want your ring. It's the date that you choose if you miss the ring. And it's the date that you choose that if you make more money than you ever thought you could, that you get it early. So you have to have all of those things in place, because if you don't have those things lined up correctly, then you kind of just talking to yourself, and that doesn't make you goal oriented. That makes you crazy.
Well, okay, so I love that, and so let's back it up for some of the people that are just getting started in Legal Shield, so we get some commonality. How'd you get started in Legal Shield, Mr. Dunbar?
I'm gonna give you the short story on that one, because that's a long story. But
the good short one. Okay,
I'll give you the good short one. So the good short one is always gonna be a lesson in my story, guys. So the good short story is this: I was sold a membership at a chamber event by my good friend Clark Burton, that many of you guys all still know because he lives in Tennessee, but he was in Florida for years. And he sold me the membership, but he didn't recruit me. So the first lesson is that is do not sell a membership and not go back to recruit, because he sold me the membership. We still laugh and joke about this today, but he did not recruit me. But what am I? I'm a $100,000 ring earner. I am a certification trainer for the company and some other things that, we don't have to go into all of that. But I could have been on his team, but I ended up being on somebody else's team.
Wow.
And the gentleman who followed up with me, Mr. Vaughn Cooper, who followed up on me to close me, it took him 6 months to get me to join. He literally was sitting outside of my tax office every Tuesday when I pulled up to my tax office, inviting me to the meeting that they had at that time in that area. And I eventually went to the meeting, not because I was interested in Legal Shield as an associate, but because he was getting on my nerves. And when I called the law firm to find out whether or not me choking somebody to death was covered at no cost or covered under Title V, which was at a 25% discount, the law firm told me, hey, look, it's going to be a 25% discount if you choke the guy. So I went on ahead and went to the meeting. And when I went to the meeting, what I saw was residual income, and that's what woke me up. So the lesson in that is follow up, be persistent, be consistent. And I fell asleep at that meeting that I joined in. I fell asleep at the meeting, and residual income, when they said residual income, it woke me up. It was a very boring meeting inside of a Watson real estate office. The speaker was horrible. And I was saying all of these things, not to beat up the speaker or our system, but to say, even under those circumstances, I joined because I heard something in the presentation that made me join, which was residual income, and I didn't have that. So that's what made me join. So even though it was a bad speaker, even though I fell asleep, even though it was in a real estate office, not a hotel, I still joined because the information is what got me to join. Not the guy who was following up, not the speaker, not the location. So the information is what's important. So that's how I got started.
Wow. So third-party tools are key. That's amazing. And I love the story there. Let me ask you another question really quickly. What would you say, in the business, just getting to, to the $100,000 ring, or even just when you got started, what was one of your biggest challenges and how'd you overcome it?
One of my biggest challenges is which is funny, is I just overcame that challenge probably a year ago, and I've been in legal for 11 years.
Wow.
So the biggest challenge, it took me 10 years to overcome, and it's real small, that you need to run this like a business. Not like a network marketing company. Run this so with everybody that is on this live Florida cast needs to understand is that you are a business owner that happens to own a business in the network marketing industry.
So what would you say are some keys to treating it like a business in your opinion at this point? And and then just on the backside of that, what would you say took you so long to get to that point?
What took me so long to get to that was the language in network marketing. Most of the language is put together by network marketers. So you're constantly having the network marketing language as opposed to a language as a business owner. So but some of the tips that I would tell you is, one, have a calendar. Have a calendar, and if you have a family, allow them to put their things on there first. Okay. Right? Big rocks out the way. Doctor's appointments, dentist appointments, date night, whatever you got going on in your household, so that your family is not jealous of your business. So you want to get your family on your calendar first, and then put your business on there. And then you want to stick to that business calendar, meaning that because you're working from home at 2 o'clock in the afternoon does not mean that you can do laundry and wash dishes and cook in the kitchen and hang out with your family, as opposed to what you would be doing at your 9 to 5. So treat this like a business, means that you have to be doing income producing activity during income producing activity hours.
Right.
That means when you get up in the morning, get up early enough to get the things out the way that you need to get out the way. You can't get up at 8 o'clock in the morning when you can start calling businesses and brush your teeth and wash your face and make breakfast. You do that at 5 o'clock in the morning. So at 8 o'clock, you've got all those things out the way, and now you can actually run your business at 8 o'clock because you prepped. So if you own a business, I used to own some storefront business, a tax office and some things like that. When I owned my tax office, I couldn't get up, right? If my tax office opened up at 9 o'clock in the morning, I couldn't get up at 9 o'clock. Because if I got at 9 o'clock, by the time I got there, it would be 11 o'clock.
That's right.
So when people say, well, my business day starts at 8 o'clock in the morning, but you're getting up at 8 o'clock. That's not how that works. And then you lay in the bed and you look at your Instagram first and you look at your emails and, you scroll through stuff and see who likes your post and, right, all this other kind of stuff you got going on. Then you brush your teeth, you wash your face, you shave if you're a man, all this kind of stuff going on. You eating breakfast, you're making orange juice, you're making coffee. By the time you start working, people going to lunch. So that's the tip. It's like you have to mind your like you say, mind your business. This is your business. You have to be at everything and on everything. So I'm at home working, right? My calendar should have on anything in the area that I'm doing. So if I'm in B2B, then I should be on all the business solutions leadership calls. If I'm in network marketing, I should be on all those calls. If my team has calls, I should be on those calls. Because when you're running a business, if you own a McDonald's and McDonald's calls a meeting in that area for those franchise owners, you better be there. Why? Because you got $1 million investment that if something goes wrong, if that meeting is about the last batch of fries that you guys bought are old and are making clients sick, I dare you to miss that meeting.
That's right.
So you have to be at every meeting, even though you're at home. So those are just a couple of things. For the sake of time, I won't say a whole lot more. I know you got more questions, but you've got to run this like a business and stop calling yourself a little network marketer. I'm a little network marketer with a side business, but guess what? That's an affirmation too. And that's why you've had a little network marketing business for 15 years, because that's what you've been telling everybody. I got a side, I got a side deal, a side business. I don't have a side business. I'm running an empire. That's what I'm running.
Wow. Okay, that's ground shaking. So I love the tipsy there, because you left so many nuggets in there. The size of the business, how you treat your business, caloring your events. I mean, there was so much in there. I'm going to ask you this one last question. If you could wrap that up with a final comment for us as well, is, what would you say is your personal development regimen? And then what final words do you have with us, for us, for those people that are tuning in today?
Block the things that distract you. So right now I'm sitting in the area of my house where I have a television on the wall, right? This is the first television I've had in my house in 16 years. Wow. So I don't watch TV, not because you shouldn't watch TV, not because it's against all success rules, but because you have to know what you don't do well and what you do well. And if there's a television in my house and it's distracting me, I have to get it out of my house. Now, a television may not distract you, but it distracts me. So I've decided not to have one.
Wow.
So when it comes to personal development, you have to know first what to get out of your life before, because I can tell you a bunch of books to read, and I can also tell you that there's something called soul cleansing, right? So for the people who follow me at all, they know what I'm talking about with soul cleansing. You can read all the books you want to. You can put all the personal development on top of the crap that's going on in your life if you want to, but it's not going to seep through. Until you get rid of the garbage, the personal development doesn't work. You've got to clean yourself of the nonsense first. So before you say, hey, go on YouTube, find a mentor. My upline is, my upline is Mike Humes and Darnell Self. I mean, I couldn't ask for a better upline, but it doesn't matter what Darnell Self or Mike Humes says to me if my life is a wreck. So I've got to get the things out of my life first that are causing the issues before I can even allow the whispers from the Mike Humes, the Darnell Self, the Cliff Malloys, the Jeffrey Lewises, the Daniel Gonzalez's. Nothing that you guys say to me is going to resonate if I'm living in a mess. So I had to get the distractions out my life first, which meant I couldn't have a television. I had to time block. I had to make sure that I was in a room in the house. Right now, I live by myself, but when I joined Legal Shield, my kids were at the house. I had to make sure I had a separate room in the house where my kids could not distract me, and I had to literally have a sign on the door that said "Do not disturb," because people think because you home that they have access to you. So I explain to my clients, like when I look at everything what they've got going on, I tell them you're too available. You're too available. You cannot be available to everybody. You have to get the things out of your life that's a distraction in order for, because personal development is easy. You can go on YouTube and say whatever's wrong with you. If I'm a procrastinator, I can go to YouTube and put in procrastination and Eat That Frog. It's gonna pull up, and a bunch of other books and some audios are gonna pull up, and Eric Thomas is gonna pull up, and everybody else is free. You don't have to pay for it. All free personal development. But if you are not ready to change because your life is a mess, all you're doing is wasting your time. First, listen to things to get the nonsense out the way. Get the garbage, get the trash, take the trash out. Right? Try cleaning your house when it's full of trash. Doesn't work. Take the trash out and then clean your house. That's what I would tell you about that.
Robert Dunbar, that touched me. That's impactful, and I really mean that. I really appreciate you and everything, not only that you bring to the marketplace, but what you bring to my friendship with you. Every time we speak, you impart something on me that really helps me go to the next level. And so, with that, I'm going to have to close with that tonight. And ladies and gentlemen, you saw it here first. $100,000 ring earner, certified field trainer, life coach, and personal development coach. Catch him on his YouTube, catch him on his page. He's got great stuff out. I wouldn't be surprised if he's going to be dropping a book someday. Okay, just make sure you follow this man. He's got great information. With that, ladies and gentlemen, that is Interview with Success. Back to you, Mr. Gonzalez.
All right, Mr. Dunbar, appreciate you being on, my friend. Thank you for everything that you continue to do for us, man. You're always an example. I know that we all can't meet up like we used to and have a good old time, get to the trainings and get the fellowship in, man, but we still think about you. We appreciate everything that you've done and you're still doing in the Florida marketplace for all its associates. So thank you so much for being on tonight and your sacrifice of time, because you could be out building your business, but you're out here with us helping us grow. So we appreciate you.
No, thank you guys. And like I told you before, guys, anything you guys need from me at all, just reach out, let me know. I got your back. Appreciate you guys, and I'm honored.
You got a website or anything you want to throw out to your links or anything like that?
No, just go to my YouTube channel. Everything is on my YouTube channel. So if you're doing CDLP, I've got CDLP videos there on how to get better at doing the CDLP in the CDLP space or whatever you need. You don't have to pay for anything. Go to my YouTube channel. It's all free information there for you. Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, again, thank you so much. And Mr. Lewis, I'm going to ask you to stay on so you can go over our incentives real quick. So thank you both, gentlemen, and I'll be back.
Okay. So now it's time for the incentives. So, ladies and gentlemen, the breakdown of the incentives are as such. So look, let's talk about Prospect by Legal Shield 2-a-day challenge. Win the $100 Visa gift card. Look, here it is. This is a contest that has to do with consistency, right? If you read the 15 Laws of Growth by John Maxwell, he talks about one of the laws is the law of consistency. Why? Because it's the consistency that gets us there. That's the journey. And this promotion is set up for that. So just talk to 2 people a day. Okay, just 2. And you can love Legal Shield by doing that. And guess what? They do a drawing. They do a drawing every day for a $100 Visa gift card. You deserve it. Go ahead and get that done in your Prospect by Legal Shield. They opt in, they click on the link, and you get 2. It's real easy. You can get it done very quickly. So now, ladies and gentlemen, March Madness is coming. I'm not talking about basketball. I'm talking about Legal Shield. Why am I doing that? Because guess what, guys? I don't know what it was. Mr. Daniel Gonzalez just got off of a conference call with the big dogs. I'm talking about the Don Thompsons and the Pletchers of the world. And he said, Jeff, I can't tell you what's happening. I just need you to know that everybody you know needs to qualify for senior director right now. I said, can we put that on a slide? He said, Jeff, I'm going to tell you, we can put it on a slide, but I can't tell you anymore. Get to senior director. It's not only mandatory, it's non-negotiable. You can't talk me out of it. Get there, get there, get there. Because what's going to happen is going to happen like it's never happened before in Legal Shield. And I know you hear us pump all the time, especially from me, Mr. Excitement. You're like, Jeff, you're always pumping something. But I promise you guys, I'm not going to let you down with this one. This one is going to be epic. Get there. And if you're not anywhere close to senior director, that's okay. Okay. Help somebody else to get there. And guess what's going to happen? The blessings are going to come down to you as well. So guys, work together, build a team, make sure you have your face in the place. Everything is possible, no matter where you are in your business right now. So I believe in you. Back to you, Mr. Gonzalez.
Awesome. Appreciate you going over that real quick. And Mr. Lewis is absolutely right. Thank you again for everything you do for the marketplace and for Legal Shield and for pouring into Florida, my friend. You have a blessed night. But before we close up here, guys, I just want to make a massive point. Okay. And Mr. Lewis, he alluded to a lot of big things there. And I hope you were listening, because Legal Shield is about to do something starting March 1st that they've never done before. And I'm going to tell you right now, it is exciting. And if you want to you can take advantage of it even if you're not senior director, but if you want to take big advantage of it, if you want to set yourself up for massive growth, hit the next level, maybe even the next 2 levels in your business. Look, you still have 6 days to get qualified. If you haven't done anything yet, look, you got plenty of time. You can get rolling right now. If you have one person on your team, call that one person on your team. Say, look, let's go senior director. Let's do it together. Let's both go senior director, because you're going to be able to take massive advantage of what's going on. Don't wait until March 1st to see what's going to go down and go, oh man, I got to start building my Legal Shield business. No, just listen to what we're telling you today. It's going to be fire. So you need to start building now so you can pour gas on your fire, right? So you can explode into March, guys. I'm telling you, I can't stress enough how important it is to hit that senior director position. And even if you don't hit it, start building hard now so you have momentum going into what's going to happen March 1st. Now, make sure you save the date, March 13th. Mr. Cliff Malloy is coming to do a Super Saturday for us right here in Florida. Again, if you start building now, you can have even more team on that March Super Saturday and really keep the momentum going all through March. I'm telling you guys, March is going to be one of the most exciting months of the year. Take my word for it. Take Mr. Lewis's word for it. Take Mr. Don Thompson, Jeff Bell's word for it. You want to build now. So with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and wrap up here. Don't forget, we have weekly meetings in your region. You can find them on the calendar. Mr. Jeffrey Lewis hosts one in South Florida Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. Mr. David Hauser doing powerful presentations out there in North Florida every Thursday night at 7:30. Want to make sure you tap into that if you're local. And again, you don't want to miss a thing here in Florida. So if you haven't yet, guys, click the subscribe now button just below the screen so that you can stay abreast of everything that's happening. Stay close to the fire here in Florida. And with that being said, guys, God bless you all. Have a beautiful night, guys, and start building now for March Madness. See you next week.